Hello, welcome back to Auto Pop Culture, and welcome to the second episode of Movie Monday, where I go over review movies and TV shows, or TV series. Today movie is Borat subsequent. I don't know why I get crazy over this fucking word. Subsequent movie film. And this is the sequel to Borat, the first movie that came out in 2006 called Borat. So in this one, the plot is following the follow-up film to the 2006 comedy centering on the real-life adventures of a fictional Kazakh television journalist named Borat. So in this movie, I don't really remember too much of this first movie. It's been so long. I've tried to reread the plot and everything, and it seems like in the other movie it technically has more of a kind of all over random kind of feel. It's like he was touching on a lot of things and a lot of pranks and a lot of stuff that he was doing. This one seems like it's a little more honed in, and it pretty much doesn't really have much of a cast, just like the other one didn't. I think even this one has less of a cast, even less people, less famous actors or celebrities in it. It seems to be more centered on political direction more. And it pretty much is him. Borat is pretty much going to America to do about the same thing, but differently. Due to the fact of his 2016 Borat movie, according to this movie, he was imprisoned for life for disrespect towards Kazakhstan. So, 14 years later, this year, he pretty much was released with the idea of sending a Kazakh minister of culture, Johnny the Monkey, to Trump as a kind of like a peace offering to get Kazakhstan back on the graces of America, I guess. So, with that said, he got released and he's on his way over, and we get kind of the typical I'm walking in my village and there's people behind me kind of thing walking with me. And he has his whole look and everything. He heads in, he goes to it. Oh, just so you know, I should say this. I'm completely going in with the idea of not even saying this. There is spoilers. This whole thing is going to be spoiled. I'm going to spoil highlights of it, but it's pretty much a good basis of of the movie. So if you haven't seen it, it's on Amazon Prime. Go check it out. Watch it. If you don't really care either way, then stay with me. It's great. So pretty much, but this is your warning. So pretty much, so they're like, cool. Okay, you go there. We're gonna send the monkey to you in this in this shipping crates. And he's like, okay, cool. So he goes to America. He gets ready to retreat to receive the shipping crate, but finds out that inside the crate is a skeleton of a monkey and his daughter, which is he just found out in the beginning of this movie. And pretty much she's there instead. So the Kazakhstan group decides to say, okay, you will not be executed for having Johnny the Monkey pretty much not available and he's dead. Side note, there's speculation that the daughter definitely ate the monkey on the way. So pretty much they're pretty much saying, okay, fine, let's give away your daughter, who goes by the name of Tutar. Literally means daughter, which is ridiculous. Who's played by Maria Bakalova, who is a Belgian character, which is funny because they have a whole thing that they did in the other movie, including this one, where he will speak in I should have wrote this down. Well, he will speak in one language, she'll speak in he'll speak in his native language, and she'll speak in her native language, but they'll make it seem like, oh, we're speaking the same thing, and then somebody else will speak a complete different language, and they'll completely understand each other, but it's supposed to shine on how much, the ignorance of Americans to seeing that, oh, it all must be the same. So pretty much he decides, okay, cool, I'm gonna give her to Trump. as a trade instead. Well, he can't do that, and he couldn't do that because the last movie, he pretty much shot onto the premise of Trump's hotel, so couldn't do that. So he's like, okay, fine, I'll go down, I'll give it to Pence. So he goes to this CPAC meeting disguised as Trump, which is more disguises actually happen throughout the whole thing because he realizes due to Borat, people are recognizing him, so he had to go into different disguises to do this. So he goes in as like a mask of Trump, and he literally does go into the actual like it's not much of a meeting, it's more like a questionnaire thing. Anyway, he goes into it and just say, "Hey, I got you a kid. You can see Pence looking over like, what? But it's, oh my god, like it was one of the two moments inside the movie where I was just like, they're actually doing this. Like, oh my god, like he's actually doing this, you know? So he gets kicked out, and they decide, okay, fine, we can't do that. We can't give him to Pence, but we can't give her to Pence, but we can give her to somebody else. So they try to figure out who they can give it to the next person. But meanwhile, he is doing his kind of meanwhile, as he steps out of the whole thing, he realizes that he's in the middle of the COVID. He's in the middle of the pandemic that's going on right now. So he decides to spend 5 days with these Confederate supporters, which is ridiculous. But apparently he stays in character the whole time, and it's very interesting. It's also interesting to see how he has his booklet about what he believes, Borat believes, and he gives it to them, and they're like, "Oh, none of this is real. This is not real. This is not accurate." And so it's kind of interesting to see have them say how something's not accurate, but have their own beliefs that are completely not accurate as well. Very ironic. So anyway, they find out, they're like, okay, and side note, it's actually been proven that he wore a bulletproof vest at a couple of spots where he was going to a lot of conservative places. So that was pretty scary. And he said he was pretty scared about doing this film in this type of environment. So pretty much they decide to give away Tutar to Ruby Giuliani. And oh my god, it was actually him, one, which is I already knew, like, if it's Pence, it's gonna be actually him, and I was shook over this whole thing. She actually makes the actual plan herself, Tutar, because she doesn't want Borat. If she's not delivered to any of these guys, Borat will be executed in Kazakhstan. So he pretty much just goes to she goes on her own to kind of seduce him because she's going as a reporter. And this was like highlighted moment of when he was pretty much just complete asshole, and he's always an asshole, but like he's already said all these stuff, so it's pretty much a scene if he actually will do it. And I kid you not, she kind of suggests, like, why don't we go into the room, because they're in a hotel it's like a hotel interview. So they do go into a room, and you see her like kind of like trying to unbutton him a little bit, but he pulls back, lays himself on the bed, and starts kind of like unbuttoning his pants and everything. And of course, Borat has a change of heart about giving Tutar away to people, because he actually oh, that's actually my daughter, I should care for her, blah, 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 I really do love her, and tries to stop it, and he's like, I'll do it instead. And Giuliani, of course, is like, shit. And of course he said, like, oh, I was just tucking in my shirt, and I was hiding from having my mic being taken off. And I was like, I didn't see a mic and being taken off anywhere, and nor did I see, it was plainly obvious. And I think that's just the administration in general. But moving on. So that happens, and they decide to go back to Kazakhstan with the idea that he was going to be executed because they couldn't find. He refused to give away Tutar. Well, they find out that he has been injected by a nemesis. That he was injected by gypsy tears for good luck, but really it was pretty much COVID. which made him patient zero. So when he was making his way to America and doing his tour, he pretty much just gave it away. He just pretty much just spread it. So with that, they blackmailed the guy into confessing that, and in the end, he doesn't get executed. And on top of that, he gets very praised in Kazakhstan, and to the point where he makes a tradition, pretty much called the Running of the American, which features like a versions of big helmeted Trump supporters pretending to spread COVID in this like whole race, and there's people like running away from them, and then they also have a part where they kill off a representation of Anthony Fauci. So it was ridiculous. The ending was ridiculous. So I do like this movie. I really did like it a lot. I felt like I was very, very, very nervous to watch this. It was like, ooh, it's gonna be so cringy. I can't wait. I don't know if I can do this, but it wasn't too bad. It was cringy. There were some cringy parts, but it wasn't too bad. I give this a 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. There's some pieces in it that was not really, that was a little bit cringy urge for me to like enjoy it, but all in all, it was a good movie. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you liked it, let me know. What was your favorite moments in the movie? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next video.